Gretchen, we always on this podcast talk about the importance of getting good sleep. And part of good sleep is a great pillow. There are side sleepers, back sleepers, even starfishes. I'm a side sleeper. And Gretchen, I got a pillow from Coop Sleep Goods that is so perfect for me. I went from using like two pillows together that were not quite right to using my one Coop pillow, which is perfect. I love it.
Visit coopsleepgoods.com/happier to get 20% off your first order. That's COOP sleepgoods.com/happier.
Lemonada.
I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is A Little Happier. As I've mentioned, my new book, Secrets of Adulthood, is hitting the shelves. For years, I've been writing aphorisms. That is, short, concise statements that convey larger truths. I have a giant trove, so it took a lot of adding, subtracting, and polishing to assemble the very best ones to include in my new book. There, I included only my most interesting insights that were useful in guiding us through life. I weeded out any aphorism that was a mere observation, such as, the tulip is an empty flower, or the periodic table of the elements is an ingredient list of the universe, or bread makes food seem clean. I also omitted my large set of bleak aphorisms, which make for quite discouraging reading. And I also omitted a lot of material I gathered that didn't fit into the Secrets of Adulthood framework. For instance, I have a huge collection of Proverbs of the professions. I love Proverbs of the professions. I have collections of jokes that are actually teaching stories. I have a manifesto for creativity. One list I wrote as part of my work for Secrets of Adulthood that I ended up leaving out was a list of statements I wrote inspired by the traditional proverb, no receiver, no thief. If you don't know, a receiver is a person who knowingly buys stolen goods in order to sell them later for a profit. The receiver is the fence, the middleman between thieves and buyers. I found that proverb, no receiver, no thief, extremely thought-provoking. If no one creates a market for stolen goods, then many people won't become thieves. The person who knowingly buys a stolen item is part of the crime, just as the thief is. And if we want to discourage crime, we can focus on the thief, and we can also focus on the receiver. I was captivated by this brief suggested structure. No X, no Y. So I started making my own list. Some make the kind of point that no receiver, no thief makes, but as you'll hear, that structure also permits a writer to make different points as well. Here are just a few I wrote in response. You might disagree with some of them. That's part of the fun of the structure. They inspire debate. In fact, with a few of these, I'm still not sure that whether I agree with what I wrote, but I love pondering them. No endings, no beginnings. No clear problem, no clear solution. More danger for the performers, more enjoyment for the spectators. That is unfortunate, but does seem to be true. No garden, no weeds. No predictability, no surprise. To me, this explains why art based on randomness or arbitrariness becomes boring. No believer, no blasphemer. No fields, no famine. This isn't exactly historically true, but it is more true than you might suppose. No expectations, no disappointment. No followers, no leader. No leader, no followers. No love, no loss. That's an important aspect of Buddhist teaching. No crowds, no masterpiece. No intention, no sacrifice. No Hitler, no Churchill. Churchill played an enormous role in British government throughout his life, but if he hadn't served as prime minister during the Second World War, it seems highly unlikely that he would now still be remembered throughout the world, as he is. Hitler himself made that observation in a broadcast he made on January 30th, 1942, when he observed, "But had this war not come, who would speak of Churchill?" No Plato, no Socrates. Almost everything we know about Socrates' works comes through Plato. So if Plato hadn't preserved it, we wouldn't know about it. More friends, more safety. Bigger lawn, more mowing. More highways, more traffic. I'll post a link in the show notes to the little happier I did about Robert Moses and induced demand. That's more highways, more traffic. More trains, more train wrecks. More opportunity, more temptation. Here's a surprising one from Los Angeles. More subways, more drownings. In Los Angeles, after the subway allowed more people to reach the beach, the numbers of drownings shot up. More learning, more curiosity. Brighter candle, darker shadow. It's a thought-provoking, fun structure. Try it for yourself. I'm Gretchen Rubin, and I hope this makes your week a little happier. From the Onward Project.